What's up, guys? Eli here, back for a kind of a special video, I guess you could call it. Today, I am going to be talking about the death metal band Ruin. As you can see, wearing one of my Ruin shirts for the video, my favorite one. Anyways, Ruin are a death metal band from Southern California. They actually formed way back in like 90 or 91. They're kind of like one of those bands that they had one demo that probably only made it, they made a couple copies or whatever. Didn't do much with it, didn't do much after that. The project basically ended, but they would, Robert, the main guy, songwriter and guitarist, he would bring back, as to why he did it, I don't know, but he would bring Ruin back around 2014, 2015. You could call it a continuation, but basically, not to be insulting, but I don't think anyone really would remember Ruin. So it was almost like a continuation, but also kind of a rebirth. Because they went from, having that one demo that they didn't do anything with to being a really prolific band, putting out multiple releases in every single year, since 2015. It being 2021 now, almost 2022. I don't even know, there's probably around 20 releases. So very prolific. One of my favorite death metal bands, one of my favorite current death metal bands, by far. I was going to say newer death metal bands. It's kind of weird. I have a hard time calling Ruin a newer death metal band just because, they do have roots that go back to, 1990, 91. But at the same time, I don't know. Call it what you will. Ruin are phenomenal. And if you're big into death metal, there's a really good chance that you've heard Ruin. And if you've heard Ruin, you probably like them. But I'm just putting this out there just for those of you that maybe aren't familiar with Ruin at all, or maybe maybe you've heard the name and you haven't really taken the step to dive in. Now is as good of a time as ever. Like I said, they're a super prolific band. If you want to get the releases, a lot of them, I would recommend following them on Bandcamp, signing up for the email list, because most of the Ruin releases are very limited. Sometimes 50 or even like 25 copies of a lot of the shit's made. So, like with a lot of bands, the full lengths are usually plentifully available. But if you want the splits and the EPs and the demos, you're going to want to get them within the first week. Usually about the first week that they're released, or you're probably not going to get one. I have tried to get everything from them, but there have been times when I couldn't get certain things the very week that they were released, and I had to miss out, unfortunately. But I do have a decent stack, and I want to talk about that today. Again, so if you haven't heard Ruin, best way for me to describe them would be a very primal, very old school sounding death metal. Think along the lines of the early stuff, early Chicago death metal like Cyanide, and even Impetigo, minus the grind influences. There's no grind influences in Ruin. It's more mid-tempo to slower, mid-tempo to some doomier death metal styles. But I would also, like I said, taking away the grind, I would throw in some Impetigo comparisons, even some Mortician. So in addition to Chicago, I would also throw in some East Coast death metal, and even San Francisco with Autopsy. Not San Francisco death metal, but Autopsy were kind of the only band from the Bay Area that really sounded like that. But throw in some early Autopsy. And then go back over to the East Coast and throw in maybe just a little bit of like Incantation, little Deteriorate, stuff like that, Gorephobia. I think you're getting the point here. They are based lyrically. They're the whole concept behind Ruin is cults, like cultists. Sorry, I'm kind of stretching for words here. Cultists, serial killers, just anything horrific and macabre. Lots of in between the songs. Pretty much on most releases, you get lots of like sound clips from serial killers and stuff like that. So, anyways, I'll quit tripping on my words and we'll start showing the releases that I have. I have a good handful. I don't have everything, and I'm only going to show the stuff I have on cassette, which is almost all of it. I have one of their releases on CD, and I don't know where it is right now. So that CD in question came out. I think it came out in 2020. I think it came out last year. It was a split with a band called was it called? Was it Rotten Grave? Rotting Grave, a younger death metal band out of Mexico. Killer. It's a great split, but I'm like, I love the Ruin side, but I really like that release because I had never heard Rotting Grave before, and they are fucking awesome. So definitely check out Rotting Grave from Mexico. Yeah, you'll thank me later. Fuck. All right, sorry about that lighting there. So, anyways, we are okay. So their first demo from '91, it was not. What would you call it? It was not circulated. I don't know how many copies were made. I'm thinking only a handful. Nobody fucking has it anymore. In fact, even Robert, the main guy from Ruin, the guy that started Ruin, he doesn't even have a copy. He thinks he might have one in existence somewhere, but he doesn't know where it is. So yeah, most likely he doesn't have one, or at least it'll probably never surface. So that's pretty much impossible to get. If there's even one person that has a copy still, they certainly haven't came forward. So it would be really cool if they did, because I would really like to hear it. I've never heard it. Fuck, it's almost, yeah. I'd really love to get my hands on a copy in any form, even in MP3 form, but it's pretty much impossible. So we're gonna go to 2015. Which was, when they came back and put out this killer demo called Spread Plague Hell. Now, I don't remember how this got on my radar, but it did, and I was fucking in. So the vocalist is, you might know as Mike Abominator from Gravehill. He actually left Gravehill. He was in Gravehill for a long time. He left Gravehill to focus on Ruin. And I've always liked Mike. I've always liked his vocals. Always liked him as a dude. So I was in from the start. So I was lucky enough to get my hands on this demo from 2015. This is the first. I think this is the first release from Nero One Records, which is also ran by Robert. Like I said, the guy that formed Ruin initially. So yeah, this is the Nero One Spread Plague Hell demo. You might have seen that kicking around. You might have a copy yourself. It is absolutely killer. Limited to 250 copies. Sold out really quick. Multiple pressings, in fact, I believe. Really, like I said, I'm really glad I got I was able to get my hands on this early on. And for the longest time, this was my preferred material from Ruin. I always preferred this. Only until recently, I've started to come around to the newer stuff. I'm like, okay, they're starting to, I guess it's just because I've spent, I've had this for 6 years. I haven't had the other releases as long, but some of them are really, 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 really growing on me. But like I said, yeah, for the longest time, this was untouchable for me in the Ruin canon. It is still probably my favorite Ruin release, but there are some others that are catching up. So I got this deluxe version, which is really awesome. Came in this pouch, this like canvas pouch. By the way, I don't know who this guy is. Maybe you could tell me. At first, I thought, like, is that H.P. Lovecraft? Is it? It's not Jeffrey Dahmer. Is that Ted Bundy? Hard to tell. I should ask one of the guys. So on the inside, I put these stickers in there just because I had a bunch of extra Ruin stickers. So I'm just basically storing them in there. This Ruin logo sticker, I have like 20 of these. Very cool. And also this fold out here, just full of some of the sickest things you'll ever see in your life. This will bring back memories, traumatic memories of Rotten.com, for those of you that are old enough to remember that shit. So yeah, 2015 demo, absolutely essential. Get a copy if you can. All right, so the following year, 2016, they would put out this split release with the band Thy Feeble Savior, which is a two-man kind of black death metal band out of Texas. Yeah, absolutely killer, kind of Profanatica worship. This cool red cassette. This came out on Head Split Records, which you all know and love. Yeah, if you can still get this, definitely get this as well. Try to, I mean, all of these are highly recommended by me, obviously. So, like I said, many of these, I mean, I hate to break it to you, many of these are probably going to be long sold out. But you can probably get your hands on a few. I don't want to discourage you from trying. So in 2017, they would actually put out their debut full-length album called Drown in Blood. This version here was released on a newer label called Death Metal Cult. And Death Metal Cult is ran by Mike from the band, so this is the fourth Death Metal Cult release. I wish I could say I had all the releases from this label, but I don't. I got a few, at least. I try to get everything from Death Metal Cult. I try to get everything from Nero One Records, but I failed to get it all. So yeah, Drown in Blood, debut full length, 2017. Same artwork as I have on my shirt here. Drown in Blood is good. It's not my favorite thing from the band. It's really good, but I'll tell you why it's not my favorite later on. They did something that I think is even better. Definitely worth getting, though. Absolutely. Nothing Ruin has done has disappointed me, or or left me wanting, left me feeling like they missed the mark. Absolutely not. So I have no complaints about any of their releases. I'd be honest if I did, but I just don't. So where are we going from there? Looks like we're going to 2017 with Plague Transmissions Volume 1. Now, this was released originally in 2017. I missed out on that. Just last year in 2020, I got a re-release, a repressing. So yeah, came in this DIY plastic. I mean, it's a sandwich bag with duct tape on it, but I think it's fucking cool. I just, it's DIY stuff that they do like this that I think it's fucking awesome. I wouldn't continue to buy it all if I didn't like the band, obviously, but aesthetically, I like their aesthetics as much as I like the music. So Plague Transmissions Volume 1, this is a compilation. So this version I have here came out on a label, I think a newer label that I was unfamiliar with, Barbaric Brutality. And yeah, they did a killer job. Absolutely killer. This very nice J card that they did. Pro tape with sticker labels. I've really been meaning to check out this label and order see what else they've put out. It's got a picture of Mike and Robert there. Really fucking cool. Release information. Yeah, I should hang that up though. That looks pretty badass. Make a good poster. So yeah, moving on from there, we are going to We're in 2018 now. Second full length, Human Annihilation. This so far is my favorite full length from them. I think it's an improvement over Drown in Blood, personally. This came out on Nero One Records. You might still be able to get this. Comes on this Pro Tape gold shell. Amazing J card. I mean, they put a lot of work into this one. As you can see, I mean, just everything they do is definitely a labor of love, and you can't not appreciate that. So yeah, to date, this is my favorite full-length album from Ruin. They have an album out this year that could change. I just haven't had enough time. I haven't had enough time with it yet to prefer it over Human Annihilation, but it's really possible. I'll just say that much. So we are still in 2018. You have a split with a band called Anthropic. Anthropic are a grindcore band actually out of Buffalo, New York. So death metal cult. This is actually the first release death metal cult put out. Side 1, Ruin, and Side 2, Anthropic. Anthropic are really cool, by the way. This is the only thing I've heard from them. But I'm not a big grind guy, but I'm definitely getting like Terrorizer vibes. And who doesn't like Terrorizer? So it's good grind. Very nice J card. I think it came with a sticker and it came with a pin. It came with 2 pins. Came with a Ruin pin and it came with an Anthropic pin. That I have those kicking around somewhere. So yeah, if you're a grind guy, if you like, or if you just like Terrorizer, definitely look into Anthropic. Really good stuff. Get this split, or just go check out Anthropic. I think they have other releases as well. Either way, look into it. And we're moving on to 2019. So I bought this not really knowing what it was. Not saying I regret buying it. This is Relentless Terror, the 7th release on Death Metal Cult. It is the 4 tracks from the Ruin Anthropic split. So I didn't know that at the time. Like I said, I don't regret buying it, but did I need it? I really didn't. But yeah, maybe, I was going to say maybe you do, but I think this thing was pretty limited. I can almost say for sure that it's sold out. So I don't know. Discogs would be your option, but we all know how that shit goes. Do you want to pay $30 for it on Discogs? Probably not. But anyways, yeah, it's a good EP. It's a good EP. You just would be better off, getting this split with Anthropic. That way you get more material to listen to. All right, what year are we? We're still. Did I say 2019? That came out in 2019, by the way. I don't know if I said that. We're going to move on to 2020. Last year, we have the split with death metal band Absconder. Absconder are from... Shit. Are they from Ohio? No. I think they're from Illinois. Illinois or Iowa. I think Illinois. And I say that because Brad from Absconder... he was in that band Morgue. Remember that band Morgue? They had one album. I don't remember what it was called, but everyone loves it. It's really fucking good. Look into Morgue. And if you've heard Morgue, obviously you're going to want to hear Absconder because, like I said, everyone loves Morgue. That album is fucking great. So this is Brad's current band. Morgue only had one album that was in the 90s. So this is what Brad's doing now. And it is really fucking good. This is the only thing I've heard from them. They don't have a lot of material. They got this and I think a couple demos or something. Absolutely killer. I think it's honestly on par with Morgue. And let's look at that. Let's look at that artwork again. Very cool, right? Yeah, see if you can get this. It's probably long sold out, but definitely, if it is, if you can't get your hands on it, definitely look into Absconder. Absconder, yeah. I thought their material on this was every bit as good as the Ruin stuff. I'm really looking forward to getting more shit from them. So this came out on Death Metal Cult and co-released with Goat Throne Records, by the way. Goat Throne, a label that I've really wanted to support for a while. I just haven't got around to it. I want to order from, make an order a couple things. But yeah, dude, I know I just said it like 5 times, so check out Absconder. You cannot miss out on them. It would be, you'd be doing yourself a disservice. All right, we only have one more release. We're going to go to this year, 2021. I bought this deluxe edition of their brand new full-length album. I opted for this leather pouch version. which has the Ruin logo, like I think it's branded onto it. And so on the back, it's hard to see, but on the back, Spread Plague Death. And take it out of the pouch. You have the album, Spread Plague Death. This album is an absolute killer. Yeah, it sounds like more of the same Ruin, but they're definitely doing things on this album that they have not done before. There's all kinds of interludes and stuff, and it's just I feel like this album might be a little longer, but not in a bad way. This is absolutely what I wanted from Ruin. I have not had a lot of time to spend with this. It's only been out a couple months, so so far it's coming up on the heels of Human Annihilation. Given more time, maybe given another year or so, another 4 or 5 listens, I think this will probably become my favorite full length. But that's yet to be seen. So it came in this cool. Let's not break it. I've shown this before on this channel, but in case you didn't see it, so the back of the case has like this root beer brown color with a clear front. As always, really nice J card. Very sick cover art. This might be my favorite Ruin cover art so far. I don't know the name of the artist, but I'm gonna probably have to look into it. And the tape is kind of like on a, I said before when I showed this, Mountain Dew yellow, because that's exactly what it looks like. Beautiful tape. And of course, wouldn't be a Ruin release without some propaganda, right? I'll show these. Why not? Decapitated head kit. I so wish I was able to buy that. I mean, who doesn't need one? I guess you could make your own. It's got to be one of the creepiest things I've ever seen. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I've seen this picture before. It's absolutely terrifying. But all right, anyways. So yeah, that is all. I was going to wait because they have a live in the studio release coming out soon. I have it pre-ordered, but it doesn't come out until like the end of the year, or maybe even early, like the first week of January. So I was gonna wait for that, but I'm like, I just kind of wanted to do this now. So yeah, that's all the Ruin stuff I have on cassette. Like I said, I do have one Ruin CD, but I couldn't find it. I'd like to hear from you. Have you heard Ruin? What do you think? Do you like them? Are you not so into them? And if you like them, if you collect their shit too, what releases do you have? If you have more than me, I'd really like this. Yeah, make me jealous, because there's a good stack of releases that they put out that I wasn't able to get, and super bummed that I didn't, but I do the best I can. So anyways, talk to me about Ruin, and other than that, have a good day, have a good week, have a good weekend wherever you're at. Louis says hello. He's literally right behind you. Cheers. Take care, guys. By the way, I was actually just listening to the new Iron Maiden for the first time. I bought it. I think I bought it the day it came out, or within a couple days, but I hadn't got around to listening to it till today. I'm only a couple tracks in, but I can say so far, I really was expecting to be underwhelmed, but I'm not. I'm actually enjoying it a lot more than I thought it would. I don't think it's like album of the year material for me, but I'm digging it so far. You know, Iron Maiden in 2021, it sounds like what I would expect them to sound like in 2021, and I mean that as a good thing. So what do you guys think about the new Iron Maiden? Talk to me about that too if you want. Anyways, cheers guys, we'll talk soon.